Good evening. I'm Lenny Graves, and I am here to read tarot cards. If you happen to come across me tonight, this is Saturday night for me, and it's about, I don't know, it's about a little after 8 o'clock my time. I don't know where it is your time, but this is a timeless reading. And what I mean by that is I mean that you were meant to come here today. I don't know why, but you were just here to find this reading. We're going to have a little bit of chance. I'm going to show you in just a second, but I want you to pick. And this is how a pick a card works. Maybe you haven't done a pick a card before. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to tarot or pick a card. And I do a little bit different than some other tarot card readers, but it's kind of the same thing. We're going to figure out your future, your past, all that kind of good stuff. And the way we're going to do this is you're going to pick one of two options that I'm going to give you. And then there'll be a timestamp below for each option. There's just two tonight because I don't know too many people out there in the internet world. So I think we can just find duality tonight. That's what I want to talk about. Good and evil, positive and light, and all that kind of good stuff. And you're going to have to forgive me. I'm having camera hiccups today. So if you see a little hesitation, I apologize in advance. So let's get started. Remember, you're going to pick what resonates with you tonight. How are you feeling tonight? So, and I'm going to give you two choices because I don't really like to do crystals and all that kind of stuff so much. What I like to do is I have crystals. I have a bunch of crystals, but just tonight I want to do something a little bit more pop culture or something like that. So what I decided is my favorite is we got down here below is my buddies. Let's see if we can do this. We got He-Man and Skeletor. Over here, got my little pup guy. Can't talk. We got He-Man. Master of the Universe, Champion of Good. We got Skeletor, Force of Evil. We got Castle Grayskull, Snake Mountain. If you don't know who He-Man and Skeletor are, you're probably not from Western civilization. Anyway, representing positive and dark tonight. How are you feeling tonight? Are you feeling in a good, positive light, or maybe you're feeling a little bit morose? Depending on how you're feeling, who resonates with you, go ahead and pick either option number one, which is going to be He-Man. We'll talk about him first because, and then if you're more of a darker person like myself, maybe you want to wait for option two, which is Skeletor. And we'll see what he has to tell us tonight. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to light up. Get that for the camera so it looks all magical. Incense. I like Nag Champa. No particular reason. And I said, tonight. Whoa, did I hit my... I'm sorry, this is a new camera setup. This is kind of a test. And I should say that too. I'm starting my online tarot card business, and this is kind of a way to get people to feel how I would do. Like, this is how I normally do sessions with people if I do them online. It would be me talking to you, and of course you would be up on this anyway. But for today, it's just to pick a card. So, like I said, are you either drawn to He-Man, the right side, the good path, the path of good folk, or are you drawn over to Skeletor here, left-hand path? If you're like most of my friends on Facebook, you're probably going to be over to the left, but we had to put some He-Man in for some of those nice people out there. There has to be some nice people in the world. We can't have shadows without light. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to count to, I guess, like 5. And so I have time to transition and stuff like that. All right, guys, here we are, and we're at He-Man. Let's talk a little bit about He-Man. Let's talk about He-Man's energy. And you know what? While we're waiting, let me come over here and you guys a little bit more. We're going to talk about positive energy and just good light, and that's what we're developing tonight. You get a real positive vibe from people who chose this card, even before we chose this card. I can't talk. It's too late on Saturday. Chose He-Man. Chose Castle Grayskull. Let's go ahead and get him over here. We don't need him right this second, so we have some room. The mats I use for readings are by Infinite Black, who are not my sponsors, but they make really, really cool mats. They got some really neat symbolism. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a couple cards for you. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a major arcana card from the tarot deck. Tarot deck. It's a really cool deck. It's got some neat art. It's got some good looking art in it. And what we're going to do with it is this is going to be your archetype card. And what I mean is for this reading, this is kind of who you are. This is where you are in your life. This is what you're feeling, and this is what you're doing. And for this card, we are pulling, hey, that's it. Oh, sorry. That's why I'm doing these, guys. I'm trying to get used to my card work. This is what we have pulled. We have pulled the Magician. And that's pretty cool. The Magician is an amazing card. The Magician is the first card of the Major Arcana, not the Zero card. That's the Fool. But the Magician is all about manifestation and creation. And that already is going to tell me that you're in a point in your life where you maybe have an idea or something like that, and it's ready to go. You're ready to start manifesting in your life. It's time to start creating the things that you want to create. And like I said, the Magician's all about the force of ego. onto themselves. The ability to this card is indicative that you're ready to make change happen in your life. The universe is saying that you can kind of whatever you will, like the magician, you're going to be able to you're going to be able to manifest it. You're going to be able to will it into existence. Everybody says manifest. I like that your ego just consciously just pushes it in. Like the world's like a program, like the Matrix. And if you want something bad enough, you just make it that way. You sacrifice your energy into it, and that's what happens. And the magician is the best at that. The magician has all the fire within him to accomplish stuff. So that's who you are right at this point in this reading. This is your energy. You're ready to start something. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some oracle cards for you. And this is Seasons of the Witch. I love these oracle cards. They're a little shiny for this, but you know what? And let's do this while I'm doing this. This way, you guys aren't here to see me. You're here to see the cards, or maybe they're here to see me. I'm here to see you. Saturday night, or maybe it's Sunday morning or Tuesday evening. Again, you were meant to find my reading when you found my reading. I'm happy you're hanging out with me right now. Hope you're having a good day, good night, or whatever. And I'm hoping this is already resonating you. And you're like, I am the magician, man. I'm ready to start. I'm ready to get my ass out there. I hit the street. Hit the street. It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. Now watch the rest of it. Let's be really shitty or something like that, but we'll see. All right, so we got the magician. What else we got? I'm going to pull two from this and see what we can. Now, the way we do an oracle card, let's talk about that for a second. The oracle card is not a tarot card. Tarot cards, each tarot card has a traditional meaning. Like if I'm going to pull this out, and this is the Nine of Swords, and this has nothing to do with your reading. This is just an example. The Nine of Swords is like you're worried about things, and that's just traditionally in the Rider-Waite tarot. That's just its traditional meaning. And sometimes different art will be different interpretations, but we're going to always have that framework. Now, there's the Thoth tarot deck from Aleister Crowley. He's a great guy, but most people use the Rider-Waite, so that's what we're going to use today. But there's a bunch of different ways to interpret said cards when you're interpreting them, right? But for an oracle deck, this is a lot about, there's tons of different oracle decks, right? There's tons of different oracle decks. And the oracle decks are all just about interpretation. It's almost like casting lots, if you will, or maybe reading chicken bones or something like that. The images in association with the rest of the cards we're going to see. So we've got, and you don't have to worry about inversions. Maybe some tarot card readers do. I don't. Not when it comes to oracle cards. Tarot cards are a different story, but right now we're just on the oracle. So what do we've got? We've got seduction. Ooh. We got seduction. It looks like that's three ladies. If you guys ever seen Cabaret, there's a song called Two Ladies. That guy's got three ladies. And we got Banshee. Woo! That's actually a pretty cool looking card. I love these oracle cards. And let's read what they say. I never do. Oh my goodness. You know why I don't? Because I can't read in the... Hear the roaring flames with a masterful trance that calls upon heaving chest. Give into its alluring grip, if you please, and heed my warnings of the claws that draw blood without mercy. That's pretty cool. That's kind of how that actually. And then, heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unusual lullabies. Is that what that says? Yeah. Swallow a nail, and you can expect bleeding from within. Your tarot card reader is vain, and he didn't bring his reading glasses, and that shows right there. So we're gonna next time we might have a pull out. So sorry, you guys have to see that. So we got seduction and Banshee with the magician. I'm already kind of getting a vibe. I'm kind of getting there's obviously a magical vibe going on here. First of all, one, because you already picked, and you don't even, it's kind of like a hidden test here, is He-Man's a really magical dude. Because he's all about, if you look at the metaphor, it's the power of Grayskull, the power of your brain, right? You transform from one person to another. You have the ability to manifest your desires, become greater. In fact, I don't know if it's pure coincidence or not. And a lot of people associate this with bad. This image has been along for a long time. This is the cross for the Knights Templar. And they actually were accused to be Baphomet worshippers. And they were all about duality and manifestation of will and stuff like that. So we're already kind of seeing that the Banshee, through voice. So I think maybe you're going to use words to enact your will. And I don't know if maybe you're normally very eloquent, but you're going to be pretty soon in what you need to do to get where you need to be. In the tarot cards, we're going to pull some cards about this, but let's talk about this for a second. This is what I see. You have a seductive voice, and through that voice, you're able to command attention or get what you want. Now, maybe you're thinking to yourself right now, I do not have a seductive voice. Yeah, you do, and you just don't know it that way. Like, I don't think I have a good voice, and people say I do. I used to actually work on the phone, and I think I sound horrible. Everybody does. Your voice doesn't have to be traditionally like, you don't have to have like a deep suave voice or this sultry sexy voice to have a good voice. You just sound good. It resonates. Maybe it's what you say, but your voice, the banshee of it, you're throwing out that projection. That's what I get from this. This is my vibe. It seduces people. And I think you're also a very seductive person as a rule. I'm getting this. And people are kind of drawn to that energy. Maybe it is your positivity, your good nature, your attitude, but that's what's coming through here. So we got seduction, we got the banshee, and we got the magician. Very magical so far. Very cool. So let's go ahead and start pulling tarot cards. This is why you're here. You didn't come here to see oracle cards or tell me about the magician. I mean, the magician's a tarot card, but I mean, that's just a major arcana deck. Here's the real deal. Here's what we're here for. Here's the show, kids. All right. Get some. So why are my number ones here? My number ones. I'm not going to call the Skeletor people number twos. That would be number. But you guys are my number one folks. You're on Kelly. What do they need to know tonight? What do they need to know? I think we need to know something. So let's think about it. All right, here we go. First card we got is 5 swords. We got the 9 of pentacles. We got the 10 of wands, and we got the chariot inversed. Let's think about these things for first. Let's look at the cards individually. We got the 5 of swords. It's this dude. He's got a couple swords, you'll notice. And he's having a couple on the ground. He's moving off, and he's kind of doing his own thing, and he's got his tongue. Can't talk. He's got his tongue stuck out at these people. And pardon my French if you're watching mine. This is not, but you know what? Even if you're a kid in the 21st century, this guy's going like, fuck you, right? He's just leaving. He just doesn't even give shit. So he's moving on. That's what the 5 of swords is indicative of. You're about ready to move on. And this is actually a good thing for you, because this is the 9 of pentacles. And though this card looks kind of bondagey and scary, because it's the, what is the name of this deck? I can't think of it offhand. I love this deck. This is the one I use for everything. This is the, oh my goodness. Guys who make this deck, my favorite deck. This is the tarot card deck I use more than anything. I have lost track of what, the Deviant Moon. I wanted to say the Shadow Moon deck. I hope my tarot cards don't get mad at me today. I forgot their name for a second. I want to say Shadow Moon. I knew that wasn't right. Shadow Moon is a place in Warcraft, to be actually honest with you. All right, anyway, the art in this tarot deck is really cool, and we're going to interpret some of that art, but if you look at it, the 9 of pentacles is all about wish fulfillment. You get a lot of money, you get what you want, you get a lot of material success. It's an earth-based. Well, hold on, let's look at everything in turn first, and we'll talk about the whole read. All right, so then we've got 10 of wands. And you see it's this little dude. He's got a bunch of sticks, and it looks like it's heavy, but he don't give a shit. He's happy about it. I don't think this guy's happy about anything. He actually kind of looks like maybe he's a monster, but he's got it covered. He can do it. He got to do it. And the 10 of sticks, it's 10 of wands. We're going to call it the 10 of sticks. He's got 10 sticks. And then we have the chariot inversed. And let's look at the chariot the right side. And this is kind of like this armored dude. Again, I love this deck. And he's just ready to go charging forward. But this is backwards right now, so we'll talk about that. Let's go ahead and get this done right now. Let's talk about what's going on here. So we already know you've got some magical energy going on. We've already talked about this. You know what, you guys? Here, I'd rather look at you for a second. So we already know you guys have some magical energy going on, right? We know that the magician's you right now. You're at the point of manifestation in your life. You have that within you. You're going to be able to do whatever you want. You're going to use your voice to do this. I really believe this. Or maybe it's not necessarily your voice. It's voice based. Like, I don't want to think like people, like you think like you're Lady Gaga or something. You come and chant people with your voice. That's just not maybe it does. Maybe it works that way, but it doesn't have to. It could be what you say. It could be how you feel about something and how you express it verbally. Your words have power. Maybe you're an author who speaks out, but something here, the Banshee expressed to me, your words are like, the Banshee's, it's creepy, but I'm a creepy person. I got creepy tarot cards. That's just the way. But for me, I'm getting a projection of voice and seduction. Your voice is enchanting people. You're in a phase of life right now where you've become seductive, and your voice is a big part of it. So you need to really You need to really, like I said, don't be afraid to talk to people right now. Don't be afraid to talk to people. We're going to pull some more cards before we're done, but I really want you to get that right now for me is don't be afraid to get out there and talk to people. All right, so I got to get better at this. Five of Swords. This is air energy. That's not really important right now for what I'm seeing in this. This is where you are right now. You're about ready to do something else. And when you do, you're going to take what's useful to you. You're not going to take anything else. And that's a good thing. I like this card. Some people say Swords cards are inherently not like mean, like, but they're really not. It's just a bit more harsh. And then when you do this and you embrace this magician, we come into, again, the Nine of Pentacles, which is wish fulfillment. I think maybe you work more. I think maybe you work more than you do. And again, that's the Ten of Wands. But it's work you enjoy. Wands energy is almost like, again, that's magical, right? Wands traditionally, I guess, were called wands, represented spellcasters and stuff like that. And of course, it's wands, spellcasters, and craftsmen and stuff like that. And then, okay, so then the Chariot. Now the Chariot's never really a bad card, but you've got a delay here. You gotta get yourself together, and once you do, because that's all usually what the Chariot's about. It's funny, we're talking about duality right now. You might be having some mixed thoughts about things, and we're going to pull some cards to clarify that. But that's what's holding you up. Maybe you're not moving forward where you want to be, and you're probably not if you're watching this right now, because I think that's one of the reasons you've stuck with me this long. You're feeling called a bit like, Lenny, I'm not where I want to be right now. And I get that. I don't know where I want to be in my life. So that's heck yeah. But that's not what we're talking about right now. What we're talking about right now is you have the ability to not be where you are right now, but you're holding yourself back. When you do, you got to move on. It's going to lead you where you want to go. You can absolutely do it. You can absolutely do it. You got to cover. I'm sorry, I get too theatrical when I read tarot cards. I want to make my point though. But right now it's holding you back. So I'm going to pull some clarifying cards and let's see what that is. What does my he-mans out there and he-womens and everything you want to be say out there about these cards? Let's clarify them a little bit so we know what we're doing, so we're not just wandering around. Right now you're saying, Mr. Graves, goodness. Sorry, I have allergies. Voice is all cracky. And sniffly too. There you go. So what? Let's clarify this a little bit. I like to do this. Just get that energy going. I know it seems silly, but it's there. All right. So first one, Hierophant reversed. The World reversed. Is that Six of Wands reversed? And the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Oh my goodness gracious, sir or sirette. Sweetie, you have problems here. You are blocking yourself from doing what you want to do. This is why the Chariot's inverted. Okay, first of all, you're awesome. You know what? Let's get the big cards. All right, so first of all, Hierophant. Hierophant's all about spirituality. It's all about leading people, using your magic, using your will that you have within you. You are here to lead the people. You are here to teach people things. You are here to give people a purpose, if you will. I don't know if you're in communication or whatever it is, but you need to start talking to people. You might be a good salesperson, to be honest with you, but you just project yourself. You need to be out there in the limelight. People have to hear what you have to say. And that might even have a spiritual bend. Sometimes it does with the Hierophant. But this time, Hierophant is kind of like, he's got like the Pope, if you will. He's out there. He's just out there. He's the visible face of the organization, if you will. This is a very spiritual card. Don't get me wrong. But in this sense, I'm getting this is your speaking, your magical energy that you have that just entrances people that you need to be speaking to. And when you unblock this, when you start doing this, I mean, the world right now, that's pretty self-explanatory too. I love these cards. Okay, despite this young lady with her dragon dogs and her fishtail and stuff like that. This is a good card. The world is about, you can have the world. You can have the whole world. It's upside down. We're going to talk about this too. This is the Six of Wands. This is triumph. This is some triumph, people. Look, this dude, he is ready. And all these other guys are like, yeah. If you're a Sabaton fan, the wing to Sars arrived. And then look at this dude. He's using his craft, the Seven of Pentacles, right, to harvest. He's harvesting what you're supposed to be doing. This is going to make you money. This is your wish fulfillment. This is what the cards is. I'm reading it backwards because it's off magic. How does that work? Who knows? This is where he could be. You easily can do what you want. You could make a bunch of money, and you got to let some things go. And the things that once you do, and I think this is the biggest problem, we'll pull just a couple more cards here in a second, just to clarify, because I want to know some things. And we're going to have to throw a ruin or two. Just glorious. If we undid this, like if we decided to become the Chariot right now, and then if we unblocked all of these, do you know what this person does? Do you know the person you have? This person enchants people with their voice. This person brings people into their art, their sculptures, their love, whatever it is they do. It's enchanting. And this person is you. And people are just drawn to him, the Hierophant, because they've let all this stuff go. And when they do, this is why the wealth, and they have the whole world, and they celebrate their life. It is just an amazing victory, and they make a bunch of money. They do. Or they find a bunch of spiritual reward, wealth. Not everybody's about money, but this is all about this is money, though. I have a strong sense here. This is a worldly thing. I think maybe you're in sales. I think maybe you need to speak more, write more, communicate, use your voice. And I don't even, you know what? I'm going to take that back on the writing. I really get this is a verbal form of communication you guys are doing. I don't know what that is. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to be the most eloquent speaker, but you've got something to say. And when you start to say it, it's seductive. When you get over yourself, I see this so many times when I read tarot cards. Oh no, I think I knocked mine. Once we bring this energy in, we unblock it. It's amazing, but right now you're holding yourself back. And I'm going to see if I can tell why you're holding yourself back. Ask the cards real quick. We're going to move this. What's holding our He-Man back in this point in their life? Why is this happening? What's all these inversions? What's up with it? You can see. We'll find something out here. Bring up Pachanga. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, this is easy then. Okay. You guys are your own worst enemy. This is this, you got to let something go. You got to make a decision and just start to go with it. Maybe you're doing something in your life, a job you don't like, something like that. You want to get out. You want to find your truth. You want to speak it. The idea that you have is actually a good idea. The Ace of Swords is never a bad idea. But when it's upside down, you're afraid to act on that idea. It's in your head too much. You need to go out and do something about it. And you also need to allow yourself to relax a little bit before you make that decision. This is the Four of Swords. This card is all about, and I'm sorry, I'm going to stop here in a second because I got to get my camera back. Hey guys, sorry about that. Elbow. I'm all elbows, right? Anyway, you got to rest. You got to rest. You're worried about stuff too much. You have an idea, you do it, and you decide to do it. This is pretty good reading, to be honest with you. And the reason I say it's pretty good is you might not think you're in a good place right now, but you absolutely have the ability to change that. You absolutely have the ability to manifest everything that you want to do. You really do. You're the magician right now, and it has something to do with your voice. And I know that sounds really broad, and sometimes my readings are pretty broad, but that's what it is. I that's the sense I get, and I really get it's communication. I know it's communication. It's like you're not going to make you're not going to speak your truth like working in construction. Not that that's a bad thing to do, but that's not what's calling you right now. It's a very verbal expression that it is. But it could be like maybe you're a singer, maybe you're a poet, maybe you're a public speaker, a salesperson. Whatever it is, though, it really manifests what you want. It really does. And it's a good thing. You have this really strong magician energy right now. And it goes with the oracle cards of seduction and Banshee, because horrible short-term memory. All righty, so here we go. And the final thing we're going to do is let's just pull a few ruins. Just for clarification, I really prefer cards. But let's see. Is there anything else that our number one people need to know right now? Let's grab 3. And Will. You know what? I'm not even really going to go in that much in depth, to be honest with you. The ruins are really exactly what the cards are telling me. It's about your will. It's really about your will right now and your stoicism. That's going to be the magician is all about enacting what you want to be. The magician is all about, I'm this person, but I believe within me I can be someone else, right? That's what it is to be the magician. The magician looks at reality and he says, I don't want it to be that way. And he uses his will to change it. And the more you become accomplished at this, I'm one of those people. I believe there's wizards out there. They probably levitate, do all kinds of weird stuff. That's not me. But I've seen how manifestation and magic and divination, all those kind of things work. And when you have the mark of the magician upon you, you're at a point in your life. And if you're watching this again, you were meant to watch this. I'm here to tell you this right now. I know you don't, that's kind of hard for a lot of people to hear, but that's how the matrix or the umbra or whatever it is we live in works. Is this is your time to speak your truth, to speak what you know, to use your voice to make your way in the world. And you don't think you can, but you can. And it's just because you can. It's because you have, at this point in your life, reality, spirit, creator, whatever you want to call that energy, is saying to you, this is your time. This is your time to put your ego. And this is not a bad reading at all. I see a lot of blockage in this reading, and that makes me sad. I would say you need to get over yourself and be a little bit more confident in yourself. You're a beautiful person, and you know that. You need to know that. Go look in the mirror right now. You're a beautiful person and see the good. Look in your eyes, and you'll see that you are a beautiful person today and that you have a truth to speak. I don't know what that truth is. If you know what your truth is, and I've claimed this and say, I feel like He-Man today, and I'm going to claim my truth. And today I'm sorry, I'm going to use the He-Man metaphor tonight. I think this really works as you're going to transform yourself when you accept this truth through the power of your own magic. Is you're going to go from Prince Adam to He-Man. You're going to have that level of transformation. And I hope you don't have a cat, because you're going to hit him with your transformation. So you turn into a giant war beast. No, I'm kidding. But you're going to transform your life, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. But I will tell you something. You won't do it if you don't believe in yourself. We can actually do that right now. I can affirm that for you. I'm going to draw a couple more cards just because I feel you need to know this. Oh, yeah, because the cards already wanted me to tell them. Oh, my goodness. Eight of Swords. And I'm sorry, guys. This is why I got to. Hopefully by video number 10, I'm going to be way better at this. Eight of Swords and 10 of Swords. If I'm horrible at this, please comment you suck. That way I'll know I'll get better. If you put vampire fangs, though, I'll just think that you like me. But anyway, this is all you guys. Okay, so you're not trapped, but you think you are, because you need to let go. The only thing that's trapping you right now is you need to let go. You think that you're constrained by your situation. Maybe you don't think you're pretty. Maybe you're trapped in a living situation you don't like. Maybe you're trapped in a job you don't like. I'm telling you right now, that is an illusion your mind has created for you. If you let it go, if you kill it off, you will move on. You will brace your inner voice. You will begin to see your life move forward. When you see your life move forward, you'll see victory after victory after victory as your voice enchants the people around you. So do me a favor, find that within you. Find the hero within you. David Bowie's song, isn't it? We can all be heroes or whatever. Is that right? I don't know. If it's not, correct me in the comment. And also affirm this today. So I'm going to take that truth and go with it, because I really think you should. Not for you don't have to do that, but I think affirm it. But I think you should embrace it. You should embrace the power of Grayskull, the power of your mind, the power of your voice, the power of your truth, and really make just an incredible transformation in your life. People won't even recognize you. They're not going to even recognize the person you've become. It's not the longest reading in the world. Usually I do a little bit more than this. This is just an introduction to me, and I wanted to get used to the camera. So just where you are right now, if you're hearing this, you need to hear it. And I'm going to tell you one more time. You have a beautiful truth to speak. You have a wonderful voice. Go speak your truth. Go live your art. Go write your poem. Go. I sometimes, like some of you out there, you guys are really good salesmen. I get that too. And that's okay. It's all right to make money and enjoy that, if that makes sense. A lot of people are artists when it comes to money. They just know how to make it. I'm not one of those people. But if that's your truth, embrace that truth. And you'll just, your truth is your voice. Maybe you could be a preacher watching tarot card videos on Saturday night. Wouldn't that be ironic? But that's still your voice. Your voice. Whatever it is, start using your voice more. The seduction in your voice is going to change your life if you're confident for it. And every day, if you want to use a little magic trick, I love manifestation. I would look in the mirror. I would take a deep breath. I would, Karate Kid it, namaste it, whatever it is, center yourself in. And I would go by the power of my will through the manifestation of my voice. I will get what I desire. Just say that every morning, by the power of the will, through the manifestation of my voice, through the manifestations I do through my voice. I'm sorry, sometimes I talk too much. You can really say what you want, as long as you say, by your own ego, by the power of your voice, you'll get what you desire. And just however you want to phrase that, you can phrase it the way I did, or you can phrase it the way you want to. If you have a deity, like sometimes I'll ask Freya to do things, sometimes I'll ask Azazel to do things. Whoever is personal to you, whatever you want, but just like every morning, and it doesn't even take like 20 seconds, just say that to yourself. Say by, by the will of your ego, by the power of your voice, you can affect change in your reality, however resonates with you. I started to say, like, a lot of people will tell you how to do spells and they'll say you have to say an exact thing. This is not true at all. A spell is your intent. So whatever language works for you, whatever resonates for you. Some people, it works better if they use a chant or something like that. But some people just need to get up in the morning and say, you know what? People love the sound of my voice. I'm going to do what I need to do today, and everything's going to work out for me. And that's real simple, right? But it's still kind of the same thing if you say by I enact my will through Freya. It's going to work the same way. Just do it. Just, put that in the universe every day. You'll be amazed what happens. All right, guys. Now I'm just kind of rambling. I really feel you guys needed to be rambled at, though. I feel like I need to tell you one more time. You can do whatever you want to do. You just have to want to do it. And you have to believe you can do it. And it has something to do with you talking, singing, writing, dancing, expressing yourself vocally. Like writing something and then speaking it. That's your truth. And if you hear that, there's sirens going by, and that's just an affirmation from the universe that was something you needed to hear. We need to pay attention to that. So my lost and lovely soul that has found me tonight, I thank you for hanging out with me and let me read your cards. If that resonated with you, please claim it below. If you like what you saw tonight, I am trying to read tarot cards for people. This is probably actually be my first video. I was going to say one of my first, so it sounded cool. It's my first really pick a card video this way. So if you definitely share, check me out at Dysfunctional Enlightenment or Lenny Graves at Facebook. And really just thanks for hanging out to me. Let me read your fortune tonight. My website goes live. This is October 16th. But again, if it's not October 16th, it's like December, it's already been. But it's Dysfunctional Enlightenment. Again, I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I got to go talk to those evil Skeletor people. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Hey, Skeletor people, I had to get rid of those He-Man Goody Two-Shoes. They were messing up my vibe. Now that they're gone, we can talk about it. I'm kidding. Let's talk about first the imagery of Skeletor. Why you pick Skeletor, why I pick Skeletor. And not just because he's cool. All right, so Skeletor's a sorcerer, right? He's got a lot of... it's funny because we drew Magician earlier with the He-Man people, but Skeletor is the magician. And we kind of like Skeletor because Skeletor knows what he wants and he goes after it. Skeletor might not always, and we also love Skeletor because he loses all the time and he keeps kicking ass. He keeps picking himself up. Skeletor and Rocky are like the same person. They just, no matter how bad He-Man kicks their ass, they're like they're not done. So Skeletor, you're a little bit like Skeletor if you're drawn to this reading today. Before I even draw one card for you right now, just like I got a sense that somebody needed to transform themselves, you, sir, lady, whoever you might be, you want to, I think, make something happen. You need to make something happen. And I guess that's kind of like transformation, but I think something in the world. Like I said, He-Man kind of drew the magician, but you just picked the magician, that magical figure. Plus, I think you probably just due to the Skeletor's nature, have probably a little bit on the dark side, like myself. So you got maybe a little bit of rebellion in your soul, a little bit of counterculture in your soul. I don't think Sunday school teachers are going to pick Skeletor. Hopefully, they're not picking He-Man. I think they're pretty cool, though. Sunday school teachers are the biggest pick a card people. Anyway, first of all, that card wanted to pop up, but we didn't shuffle it enough. What would have been the Lovers? I hope everybody's with their lover tonight. Stupid. All right, now the archetype card. So this is, I draw one card from a deck of Major Arcana. This is the Tarot deck, the Tarot deck, and these really just have beautiful art. I would highly check it out, but it's only the Major Arcana. And did I just do that? I was trying to be cool and impress you guys with my card work, and I flipped some cards. Okay, there we go. It's just Major Arcana though, and but what I like to do is pull these one because I really like the art and I like to use them as much as I can. And in fact, you know what? Let's change the thing up here so we can see what's up. I like the art, and I like to change it up as much as I can. So the archetype card in this reading, and that's what I've been doing, is this is where you're at right now. This is the character of you in your reading. So let's see who you are today. Who are my Skeletors out there? Who are my dark, lost, lovely souls? My maniacal forces of evil who chose Skeletor, you just wonderful people on Saturday night. Who are they deep down? What's their soul right now? The world. That's unusual. Again, these are beautiful cards, and it's themed at Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which right now I'm getting the sense is that, okay, and this doesn't have to be, but I'm getting a real strong sign that you're probably, we got some Taurus, we got some Leo. That's where I'm feeling earth, fire energy, maybe, if that's your moon or rising sign. Might not be, but that's just where I'm getting this from there. This is the strongest vibe from the card. World. Getting out in the world, man. The world is, you have everything you want, really. You're at the place where maybe you're at a place right now where you feel like you're about ready to have everything you want. Like the whole world's at your fingertips. Like opportunities are just out there for you. That's where I see in the universe. It's kind of funny because, again, He-Man back there, he had the magician, who's kind of about manifesting. But that's the will of manifestation. Now, this is weird because you pick the sorcerer, but what I'm getting from the world is the world's thinking about manifesting something for you right now. Not so much you. You got that sorcerer ego, right? But I'm sorry, I have to take a drink. I have horrible allergies. Got this sorcerer's ego, right? But right now, the world wants to show you something. I'm kind of curious to see what they want to show you. Now, next thing I do is I'm going to draw some oracle cards, and this is from the Seasons of the Witch. I highly recommend it. Oracle deck. Oh, whoa. Could have been an accident. I should take those few cards, but I'm not. Cards have just been popping out tonight. But I refused to do it. I didn't shuffle it enough. I didn't dwell on the question enough, if you will. The world, so strange. I don't draw the world very often for an archetype card. Because that, to me, says right now that the world, this plane of existence, spirit, the creator, the energies of the universe, the mathematical equation that ties us all together, however you understand that, wants you to know something or have something in your life right now. That's pretty cool, but we're going to find out what it is so you can look out for it and you don't miss it. Because if you're anything like me, there's an opportunity usually right over my head. See it 2 or 3 days later. When I was a freshman high school, this really cute girl walked up to me. She said, "Do you want to go with me?" I said, "Where?" So sometimes, things just go over my head too. And we miss our opportunities. But anyway, so we miss our opportunities. And I don't want you to. The universe is going to manifest something to you right now. They're going to throw something in your path. Pretty girl, pretty boy, depending on something. And it doesn't have to necessarily be romance. I haven't even pulled the cards yet, but that's really what I'm getting from the world right now. Is like usually, and this is, let's bring back Skeletor here. I think this is. Comment below if this makes sense to you, because it's really weird to read blind. You're a person who typically likes to kind of do what they want. You've got the Leo Taurus, and both of these people are you typically get what you want. You typically are like a sorcerer type of thing. You're normally a manifester. You're normally the one who makes things happen in your life. You're a little bit like me, maybe. And again, I don't really like to be overly vulgar, but like, you're used to having that doesn't seem the best way to put it. You're used to having to run uphill. You never have that downward thing. But if you want something, you've gotten really good at running uphill. You have like great calves. It's just metaphorical, but like the things you want in life, you typically have gone after. That's just the kind of person you are, right? Right now, the world wants to give you something. I keep using the world because of the cards, but it's the universe, the spirit, creator, whoever you want to call that. It's all kind of the same person. I love it when people try to put concepts on like ninth dimensional creatures. I'm going to keep going because I'm bald and I like the effect. No, it's just stuff goes over our head. So we don't worry about that, but there is a greater force out there that guides us. And right now it wants to give you something. So let's see what it wants to give you. And so we want to make sure we don't want to miss it. And again, though, I'm curious, is that true about you? Do you feel like you're having to, like things become easier, but you got to work for things, but you get them, but you just got to really push on it. Let's see what we got. Witch and apples. Well, I don't even know. I'm going to have to double check and see what that card says. Apples. To taste, one must swallow it whole, and beneath the satin flame hides drowning waters. I don't have my reading glasses with me. I'm kind of blind, but I'm vain, so I didn't want to have them. So I didn't think I'd be reading. Anyway, and which is the other one? And grab hold, allow the dwelling fire within belly awaken. All that is a mere glimpse, a delicate pull at the very roots, living in the alchemy of self. That's actually kind of pretty. So let's just get the vibes from the cards. So what's the universe giving? You got witch and apples. I don't know. That's no. Let's think about it. The universe wants to manifest something to you. Spirit wants to give you something. I think that maybe you're kind of a grounded person usually, and you've been looking for maybe a spiritual truth or somebody to lead you towards a spiritual truth. And that's going to happen. And the reason I say this is because let's think of the metaphor, right, of apples. What was Eve doing in the garden? She ate an apple, and then she kind of woke up, right? And that didn't necessarily give her magic powers, but enlightened her, right? She became woke. She became awakened to a new state, which I think is the witch card, the transformation, the fire within. Let's go back over here. Man has always had the capacity of good and evil within him, and the knowledge of such, the ability to understand that, the reconciliation of dual nature and stuff like that. That's that metaphorical taking the bite out of the garden, taking the bite out of the garden, taking a bite out of the apple in the garden, and the awareness of self. I think the universe, the world, the creator, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out a good phrase for that. It's called spirit. That's what most tarot cards do. Hard readers do. The universe is really expressing, spirit's really expressing that it wants you to become, I think, more enlightened, more spiritual. It's going to give you a gift of knowledge. We're going to pull tarot cards to see what that is, but that knowledge is going to kind of help you with your general life and your overall wisdom. It comes into the apples, the witch. It's going to wake you up, and you probably can't go back after it wakes you up, but it's going to wake you up in a cool way. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life for the better. But I already got that sense. But because again, this is a gift. This is a gift. This is an apple being presented to you. But this is not like, this isn't Snow White getting an apple. You don't have to worry about this. This is coming from the world. This is a good thing. And, it's really time to even start to tie into come back to this card. Let's pull that up again. The world. Notice it's got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's almost like you take a bite of something, and that's metaphorical. But it changes you. You can take a bite of a person in a metaphorical way, or maybe you can take a bite of a person in a real way if you're looking. You could take a bite of knowledge, of a new career. I know this is kind of general, but the universe is going to give you something, and when you take a bite of it, it's like really just a gift. It's going to change you. It's going to make you more manifestation, more spiritual. I don't even want to say more spiritual. It's just going to change you. You're going to go from the mundane to something else, and usually that's going to be spiritual or magical, but it doesn't necessarily need to be. It's just a profound psychological change that comes about from this gift. And what is this gift? I have no idea yet. We're going to have to pull some tarot cards because it's kind of unusual. But we're going to find out, by golly, because it's that Skeletor energy we have. The cards aren't just going to tell us. We're not just going to get 3 cards and no, we're going to have to pull a bunch, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out what you need to do and where you need to go. So, let's pull some cards. I hate when I do that. No, I haven't focused enough. Sometimes if a card pops out, I like to take it, but I haven't focused on the question yet. So we're asking the universe, we're asking the world, we're asking spirits, we're asking the spirit, we're asking that creator energy, that vibe, that force that ties us all together. If you've seen Star Wars, however you want to believe it, it wants you to have something, and we want to know what that is. We know it's a gift that's going to change you, but we want to know what it is. So we've pulled the King of Swords. I already can kind of tell. The Page of Cups, I can still kind of tell. Justice in verse, that's a little bit stranger. And the Ten of Wands in first. He-Man had the Ten of Wands, but in a very different way, and it was upright. So this is the first four. And don't worry, we're going to clarify these, but let's talk about what's up. First is the King of Swords. This is air. Air energy, Gemini's, Aquarius is Libra. And this. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. This is water energy. Sorry, I had technical issues there for the cut. And water energy is Scorpios, Cancers, and Pisces. And that might come into play here. Then we have the Justice card, which is inverted, and we'll talk about that in a second. Let's look at it. Because that's my tricky one in this pile. It's not making, we'll have to clarify that. And then we've got Ten of Wands. My brain doesn't work tonight, guys. You got some energy around here trying to keep me from telling you what the world wants you to know. I think it wants to be a surprise. It's make me want to learn. It's like a little spirit action in the house coming around from this. So you got an idea. The gift that you have is an idea. That's usually what the King of Swords is representative. Or it could possibly be a Gemini figure, a Libra figure, or an Aquarius figure is going to come into your life, and that's going to open up a lot of possibilities. It's either this idea that you have, it could be both, or this. And if it's King of Swords, is typically a masculine energy, but it can be man or woman. It's just the energy they project. They'll either come across as very. It doesn't matter how you think about it. There's masculine and feminine energy, positive and negative energy, if you will, but I don't like the word negative it's just inverted expert, however you want to do that. But this person will have like a more masculine energy, but they could be a beautiful woman and very feminine, but still have like a masculine drive about them or something like that at this point in their life. But I definitely think they have air sign energy, and that could either be sun or moon. The Page of Cups might represent that's new romance or your idea, something like that, maybe. No, I get like I really kind of get that romance is coming in your way, or that your relationship's going to take a better turn. If you're in a relationship right now, your significant other, I think, is really going to surprise you with something, and it's going to really kind of new up your relationship, or a new relationship might be coming. You want to maybe look for somebody who has a water sign and their sun or moon sign, or it might even relate to an air sign too, isn't their sun and moon sign. But I really like, it could be an idea you have in a business, but I think that this gift is really relationship orientated, and you could be in a relationship right now and you could be like, I hate that son of a bitch. So I know you're wrong, Lenny Grace, but that's part of this card, is that it's going to be better. I always hate that because what do those trolls say in Frozen? People don't really change, and they don't. But sometimes people come to realizations, or a relationship just changes, or a new person, whatever it is that so if you're in a relationship, it doesn't mean it's not good. It's going to get better. And it really comes into this strong, positive idea energy. And what happens is I really feel like maybe things have been more difficult in your life of late, that Skeletor earlier energy, and this new love, this new relationship, like I said, that new love could even be like something that's really calling you, but I really have the idea it's probably a relationship or a new person. Things haven't been always fair in your life. They've been harder than they need to be, and the Creator gets it, the Spirit gets it, the universe gets it, your guides get it, and they're like, we're sorry. You're here for a reason, and life's not supposed to be good all the time, because you wouldn't get anything out of it. I'm gonna go back to make myself big. You wouldn't get anything out of it, right? If it was all easy, you couldn't enjoy good times if there were no bad times. The universe, the universe creator, I don't know, a comment below, which like universe creator, spirit, I need to get a habit. They're all like getting that same energy. I like spirit, but I think universe is kind of neutral. However, they know your guides, the energy around you is like, okay, we're going to let up. And one of the reasons they're going to let up is they're going to really renew you here. And like I said, I get this really love relationship vibe, and I don't really like to be that lovey tarot card. You could meet a tall dark stranger, and I don't really know what that is, but I think there's new love and new thoughts and new energy that are coming in. And when that happens, and I'm sorry, it looks like I camera's not being very good. There we go. Like I said, I don't know if you heard me earlier. My cameras have been giving me little delays, so I hope it hasn't been too distracting. And I have no idea why. I'm gonna have to spend tomorrow figuring that out. But so I apologize. Anyway, long story short, you've been carrying a lot of stuff in your life. That's what the Ten of Wands is sometimes. And you could do it. You were tough enough. You're a tough dude. You're a tough chick. But life isn't always easy. Sometimes you just get tired, right? Sometimes you just don't want to do it anymore. And I think you're going to be able to let some stuff go. The Ten of Wands is letting stuff go. You have had a lot of injustice, a lot of things that should have gone your way that didn't go your way. There's been a lot of times where maybe you thought you should have got a job, or you walked out of a diner and the girl didn't chase you out of it, or you missed a bus and, something bad. The universe is telling you, they know, and they're giving you something back, and it's going to really change you. It's going to really enlighten you and change just your whole worldview. It's actually quite pretty, but yeah. So let's clarify. Let's see what's going to happen around this. That's going to make this, and we'll talk about it some more. That this gift you're about to give, this new love of a thing, this relinquishing of all this, you just had to fight. You're tired of fighting, and this is just going to be something nice. So let's see what it is. Okay. Well, that's not what I thought it would be, but let's be. Sometimes the cards surprise me. All right, so we've got the Hangman. This is all okay. So, and then we got the Hangman and the Ten of Swords. This is about basically things being. This is a major arcana card, right? And it's also about everything being up in the air, some indecision, all that kind of good stuff. And the Ten of Swords is about the need to cut something off, kill something off. Then over here under Justice, you have the feeling of being trapped. And then on the other side, you have the Wheel of Fortune, which, okay, so I think this goes along with, for a while, you feel like your life's been on hold. Like things have been up in the air, decision, trapped in something, whatever it is. And you've been trapped in something is what it is because of the Ten of Swords. That reinforces that. And also that you need to let it go. This thing is holding you up from being where you want to be. And it's also, the Eight of Swords is indicative of feeling trapped, but it's upright. So you're not really trapped. You're trapped in your own head. And it's not fair to you in the situation that you feel like you're trapped in, like the job, relationship, state of being, thought, whatever it is. It's not fair. It's absolutely not fair. But you know what's cool? You're not really trapped in it. This card's, if it's inverse, y'all. But if it's upright, it's in your head. And it's upright. So it's in your head. So you can really, that's the injustice in your life, is you don't see that. You can just walk away from whatever's keeping you back from being happy. And again, I think it's keeping you from a greater, I get love. And a lot of times it's just love. You just go with relationship, right? But it could be a career too, or it could be a passion in your life. But let's finish it off. Wheel of Fortune. It's usually a pretty good card, to be honest with you. Again, this situation that you've let yourself become trapped in, this injustice that's been done to you, all right? So these, I keep going back and forth between these three cards, right? You're stuck, you're trapped, you need to let it go, right? You need to. It's an injustice that's been done to you. You should have never been in this situation to begin with. You've always had to fight harder in your life than you needed to, and this was part of that problem. But it just shouldn't have been. But you were, and it is where it is, and it's about to be done. And a part of that is this new relationship, this new opportunity that's coming in your life, this new way of thinking. And it is a gift. It is not hard. You are so used to in your life having to fight for things, right? You know what I mean? You don't have to fight for things anymore. Not in this. I mean, I'm not saying that you're not gonna have to go out and start fighting for things again, but right on this thing, right today, this is going to be one of the easiest things that ever happened to you. It's just going to flow like water. It's going to go from point A to point B, and you're going to be so goddamn happy you're not even going to have to try. So let's go ahead and pull just a few more cards. I want to do like 3 more cards. Also, I think, don't tell the He-Man people I'm going to give you 1 extra card. He-Man gets everything. He got everything. He was born a prince, chosen person. Skeletor had got his face burned off of that. I said he had to make a deal with her. People like this got to work for a living. We got to get out there and endeavor, right? So we're going to get an extra card for that. But anyway, what do we got? Queen of Wands. We got the 6 of Pentacles, and we've got the 6 of Wands. Okay. And the Queen of Wands and the 6 of Wands is inverted. And I'm going to say that you got some fire energy about you. There's a lot of wand here. And the Queen of Wands is you've got what it takes. And the 6 of Wands is triumph. And then the 6 of Pentacles is about having a little extra. What I believe here, and usually inversions are you're currently blocked and you have to do something about it. But I don't think so. I think this is the gift. The apple you're going to take is it's going to unblock your queen and the 6 of Wands. If they both came up this way, that you have what it takes and you're really going to come into your own as like this regal, noble, and just wonderful. It's just like you get this gift from the universe, this relationship, this job opportunity, whatever it is. And it so elevates you, this person that you always could be, right? This Queen of Wands. And Queen of Wands, you could be a man or a woman, or you could be, it's the energy that's associated with it. You have that within you, but right now it's kind of turned off. It's just lying dormant. But when this starts, when this thing that's held you back, that's just, when that's undone, you're good. All right. So, and it's a triumph for your life. The 6 of Wands is all about triumph. It's all about coming into your own. And you're just going to be happy. And you're also going to have this relationship, maybe, or job. I always go relationship. Whenever I get like a Page of Cups with this just in the strong, like a king or a queen. And again, the king or the queen can be either or. It doesn't really matter that much. And again, I'm sorry, I'm having horrible lag. I think I'm going to have to, I'm not going to bore you guys with my technical issues, but my next pick a card will be a little bit better. So thank you for bearing with me. This has been a learning experience too. Anyway, I apologize. The Page of Cups and the King of Cups together like that, just really, it's like new love. I say new love, but it could be what you love, and that could be a new opportunity, a job, or it could be we'll talk about that in a second. And also, just so I can finish this off really quick, it opens up this new thing opens up the world to you, and you end up making enough money to basically have money to give. So usually, if you have money to spare for charities and stuff like that, you're doing all right, right? So you're in a good position. So let's talk about that. Let's whatever you're hung up on, and let's say you're with somebody and you're happy with them, like you're not in a bad relationship, you're in a good relationship, but it's been like the thrill is gone or whatever, it's going to come back. Something will happen and it'll revitalize your relationship. It'll make it new. That new love Page Cups energy coming in. That's what I get associated with this card. This is a really strong vibe that I'm just getting from it. That's going to happen. That's going to happen for you. So maybe like if you've been pissed at your husband for the past year, or you can't stand your wife or whatever, they're going to just do a 180, and it's going to be amazing. I don't know. Something's going to change the dynamic of the relationship. Maybe you're in a relationship that's ending. When that happens, there's going to be a new relationship coming in. Maybe you have been sitting and been sad and lonely and single for a while. That's definitely going to change here pretty soon. And you don't have to fight for this. This could be like one of the most easy things that's ever happened for you. And this could also go with the passion or endeavor you have. Let's say that you're an artist. That passion, you're going to be able to pursue it. Let's say you got a dream for a business. There has to be, when you're looking for what this is, and again, this is a general reading, so this could be a lot of things. If I was doing a reading with you, we would ask a few more questions and do clarification stuff so we can figure it out. But in a general reading, you have to ask yourself, what is that? You have to say, what is that I'm passionate about? Is that what's missing in my life? Am I missing someone that makes me happy? Is it love? That a lot of people, relationships are hard in the 21st century, right? A lot of people are missing love, but some people are missing career fulfillment. Some people are missing family fulfillment. you're going to get that. You're going to undo the situation, and the universe is going to give you like this deep, fulfilling, just love based newness that's going to change your life completely. And when that happens, it's really going to change your life. You're going to come into this new, like, queen monarchy energy, and you're going to have money to spare. You're going to come in like triumph in a parade. Everybody's going to raise their torches to you. It's going to be amazing. Um, that's what that is. It really is. Um, I'm going to pull some ruins, and I said I would pull one extra card to curse those He-Man people. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to pull. I want to know after. I'm not going to pull any more tarot cards. I'm going to pull one of my tarot cards because it's a bonus card, right? I want to know after you embrace this relationship where your energy is going to go. Let's see what that is. What kind of person? Now that the world has given you the gift, what does that make you? Watch, it'll be the world again. That's the way tarot cards work. They like to mess with you. Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of the same. You can be whatever you want to be. And that was kind of a silly question to ask, and I can even reaffirm that with a yeah. And that's actually going to help because it's about manifestation. You can be whatever you want to be, and this is a general reading, and that's this new relationship, this new love you find, this new attitude on a relationship you have. Like I said, this could be a lot of different things. You've probably figured out what this is at this point in the reading. You just know. Again, this is not hard. You have been struggling for a long time. This is not hard. Once you have this new relationship, this new job, this new way of thinking, the world is going to open up for you in possibilities that you didn't even know you could have. I mean, you're gonna have like I get like this like power couple vibe, or I really do. I usually say that it can be a lot of different things, but at this point, I really think you're gonna find this relationship or renew your own relationship, and it's just really gonna open the world up for you. And I think maybe you guys actually do something, or or again, like I said, maybe your relationship's at the end and you think it's just broken, but there's just something that just changes it and it completely renews. It's brand new. Um, so I don't know, but I know that when, and you'll know though, because again, it's a general reading. And it's for different people. It's going to resonate a little bit differently for everybody who needed to resonate with them. But you're going to know. Again, that's what I can't stress enough. Your life has been a struggle most of the time, and you know exactly what I mean. But when it'll come to this thing, there's no struggle in it at all. But what we can do to help it around it, I always like to tell my clients and my folks that I talk to, we can do little spells and manifestations. And again, spells and manifestations, I can give you specific words, and we can do that. And some people like it, but a lot of it is just about the thought you put into it. But I like different techniques, and usually I'll let divination. The universe likes it likes presentation is what I'd say. Like the universe, that's why rituals I think work. Is the universe is like, look at that dude. He set up those sticks and set that fire. That's amazing. We're going to cast that spell for him. No, it's about how you enact your will. I'm telling you right now, I get a vibe of candle magic. And so what I want you to do is buy a candle. I don't want you to spend more than $1, or if you already have just any candle, it can be any color, any, doesn't matter. And I want you to buy that candle, and I want you to light it and leave it. You don't have to light it every day. Yeah, do it. Light it every day for 3 days, the minimum. 9 days would be ideal. And when you light it, and you can just instantly blow it out and just blow the smoke out. This is the vibe I'm getting, is claim that candle magic. Light it, and just for a moment, be grateful to the world, the spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, for the gift that it's about to give you. This great new love that's about to come in your life. Do that for, like I said, it's up to you really. It depends on how much it resonates with you. 3 or 9 is what I get. Do that for 3 days or 9 days. And again, it won't even take 20 seconds. And you don't have to buy a specific candle for it if you want to. I always tell people that if you were going to, and this is how magic works, right? If you were going to paint a painting and you bought cheap materials and a cheap canvas, would the painting be as good as if you bought better materials and a better canvas? It could, if you put a lot of heart into it. But as a rule, If you put more into things, if you value things more, it'll resonate more with your energy. So what I would suggest you do, like if you go and you buy a candle specifically for rituals, that's going to resonate in your mind because you put more value on it. It's going to cause the spirits to notice, if you will, however you want to put it, because both of those things are equally true. Like your harmony is going to resonate with the matrix and it's going to comply, or the spirits are going to be pleased that you took that extra effort and made that sacrifice of, because I mean, in the 21st century, especially too, more than anything else, what's a sacrifice for us is for money. So if you spend money like on a candle, if that's probably more energy, but it doesn't necessarily need to be. You can still paint a beautiful picture with watercolor, so it's not necessary. But I always tell people, magic is what you put into it. The more you believe in it, the more you sacrifice of yourself to yourself, the more magic's going to give you back. And you know this because you've got that Skeletor vibe. You've been sacrificing of yourself for yourself since the day you were born. And that's why I like this reading for you so much. You don't have to do this. I can't stress this enough. This is a gift from the universe that you're going to get. This new relationship, this new love, it's easy. You might already know what I'm talking about. It's already, if you do, you do. There's no doubts. Your life has been hard, but this is easy. And that's what I get from it. And so look for whatever feels so damn right, so damn easy. What resonates with your very soul and your very being, and you're going to be so fucking happy, and it's just going to work out for you. And you're going to call me later, not on Facebook. Please don't do that. You're going to send me a message. You're going to be a happy camper. And you're going to say, Lenny Graves, you were right. I'm so happy. The end. No, it's not the best. Sorry, I'm really happy for you. And I don't want to get emotional about it. Sometimes I pick up too much. I sense that there's a little bit of pain and a little bit of struggle, and you've had to fight for shit all your life. And I am so happy for you. And I'm going to pull just a couple. Oh, that's too many ruins. I'm going to pull just a couple runes to see if there's anything else we need to know. He-Man just kind of reaffirmed it, and I won't go into it, but if we see anything cool, we'll see. Yeah, we've had some thorn, we've had some pain, but I think, yeah. Again, I don't really feel like reading runes tonight. I don't know why I brought them out. I just, because it's reaffirmed exactly with the cards. Sometimes runes will drop a little extra inside. I just wanted to see, but tonight the cards have been pretty clear, and the runes seem to say the same. Is your life's been harder than it needs to be, is what I get. Like, you don't have the best luck, and you know, it doesn't say you don't always have bad lives. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut, is what an old boss of mine used to say. Sometimes you get lucky, but not as a rule. You know, you don't have that charm life that a lot of people do. But you've done things in your life. You push harder than most people do. You make things happen where other people would give up. And the spirit creator, the universe, has seen this and they've recognized it. And this is kind of like hey, life's not all bad. This is a little present to you. And it really has a long-term resonance with me. This is going to stick for you. So in your life, you're probably always going to have manifestation. That's your destiny. That's your calling. But you're going to have this gift, and it's not going to be the only gift you have in your life, but you're going to look, this is going to be a source of strength for you and happiness. And when times are tougher, or when you feel like sometimes the world's against you and stuff like that, you'll have this wonderful, like I said, I can't really get relationship vibe from it, but it could be like this job that you love that is completely fulfilling of your soul, right? Or this just maybe friendship even, or whatever it is this, you're going to have this just new outlook and new resonance, and it's just going to make you happy. And again, it's going to be a relief, and you're going to feel like you have been so tired and now you're just relieved. I think that's actually kind of cool. Anything else I need to know is give me one more thing. What did I? You don't worry about anything. I just felt that you need to draw one more card, and it's the Nine of Swords, which is about worry. And I think, again, you've fought a lot in your life. You've had to do a lot in your life, and avoid the worry too. If new opportunities, new good things in our lives happen, it's like if you want to ride a motorcycle, it's scary as hell, but it's also fun. Some people it's not, but a lot of people are. Oh my god, I'm just shooting down the road, you die or whatever it is, but it's rewarding. Things that are scary in life. Don't let decisions that you find to be scary, like if you want to take a new job, if there's a boy you see at school, or college before I see at school. It's like Sweet Valley High out here, right? If there's a dude at the bar, if there's a girl you like, go say hi. They're going to say hi back, or actually just kind of sit there for a second. They might just walk up to you and say hi. Again, I would say, hey, burn a candle. Do that 3 to 9 days. Just focus on how happy you are that the universe is just giving you a gift because it sees that you've had some shitty times lately. And you're going to be really happy. And when you do, please comment. If this struck a chord with you, please comment that it did and like it. If you like my tarot style and would like to see me do more tarot styles, please comment and like it. That would mean the world to me. Share it with your friends. And if you like this too, also you can find me at Dysfunctional Enlightenment at Facebook. I'm working on making my website and other social media branded, but right now I'm just starting out. And I'm kind of an old man who is not very technically savvy, so you have to bear with me. Thank you, Skeletor people. Go out and be evil wizards, but you're going to find your evil Lynn or perhaps a really competent merman or something like that here pretty shortly. I hope you have a great evening. Have a great Saturday, Tuesday, whatever it is. This reading's timeless and it was just for you. Take care of my lost and lovely soul. Bye-bye.